Okay, so in today's video, I will be breaking down the top 10 worst plays of the 2020 season. Some of them are just awful plays. Some of them are going to be plays that weren't just bad, but given the situation, made it even worse. And let's just get into it, and we'll start off with number 10. So watch how Drew Lock is going to give the handoff. He tries to get the flea flicker back, but it's just a bad pass, and it ends up getting recovered on a fumble right there. Don't see that too often. Everyone always loves a flea flicker when it works. Well, this was definitely ugly execution. Melvin Gordon, you can see why he is not a quarterback right there. And also, should mention, yes, I'm going to be talking and breaking these plays down. This is not just a highlight channel, so if you stumbled on here thinking it's just going to be the highlights, sorry, this isn't the video for you. Anyways, let's move on to number 9. Okay, number 9. You might be wondering, what is this play? I don't remember when the Seahawks played the Cowboys. That was way long ago. Well, you're probably going to remember exactly what happened once this play starts. Watch Metcalf on the top of the screen. This is going to be a great route. Makes a little double move. Gets way past Diggs. Almost too much far past Diggs because he thinks he has a touchdown, but Diggs does not give up. He keeps fighting, and he knocks the ball away. So good job by him. Good hustle play from the rookie. I like to see that. Let's talk about that first. Very impressive to see him after getting burned, not giving up, continuing to hustle when most guys would have just said, okay, it's over, no chance, and knocking the ball loose. But also Metcalf, you got to get into the end zone. Don't pull a Deshaun Jackson here. Okay, number 8. Fitting that this one's number 8 because it was an 80-yard run. This should be a great play, but not exactly. So Daniel Jones takes the snap, and Philadelphia completely fooled. The safety, not even close, never realized that Jones had it until he's past him. This is going to be an easy touchdown, and Daniel Jones just falls to the ground. Just fantastic. Just one of those hilarious, great moments of someone just falling completely when having a touchdown. Don't see those too often, especially not from a quarterback and an athletic quarterback like Jones. Just one of those fantastic plays. Didn't matter much. The stakes didn't really mean anything. A lot of these early on plays are just kind of funny, goofy plays that didn't end up mattering. The Giants would score a touchdown here, so no big deal. So now let's start talking about some that actually would end up mattering and would be in big spots. These ones are going to kind of start getting into some of the more devastating bad plays. Not just a bad play, but a bad play in a bad spot. So we're starting off with this one. If you've forgotten this one, this was when the Bears blew a big lead against Detroit, but they still had a chance right here. They were up 3 points, under 2 minutes to go. The Lions only have 2 timeouts, but this is a 3rd down and 4, so they really could use a first down here. Trubisky takes the snap. He misses an underneath route that would have gotten the first down and then takes a hit and loses the football. The Lions recover and almost immediately after would score a touchdown that would end up being the game winner. So just a devastating play from Chicago, and at the time, it kind of felt like that was the nail in the coffin and they weren't going to make the playoffs. They then went on a run, beat some bad teams, made the playoffs anyways, but at the time, this felt like a devastating loss, and it was largely because of this play. Number 6, we have another one that would affect the ball game right here, and again, it's not kind of similar to the last one, and it's not a huge it's hard to really blame the player too much. I mean, it is something that happens, but it's just an unfortunate play in a really bad situation. So this is overtime right here. The Packers got the ball first, and, this is how it's going to go. We've seen Aaron Rodgers. He's going to get the ball, march down the field, and score a touchdown. Colts will never even get the ball in overtime. Well, not exactly. Rodgers takes a snap, throws a quick screen to Marquez Valdes-Scantling, who promptly fumbles the football, fights to get it back, but cannot. The Colts get it already in field goal range and would just kick a field goal and win it. Really tough loss for the Packers, even though they would go on to get the number 1 seed anyways. It was a gut punch at the time, and especially MVS, who, he was looking good. He actually had a key catch that tied the game, and they weren't able to win it, so definitely worthy of a spot on this list. Number 5, we're having another very similar situation. This is in that game where the New England Patriots were playing the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. This felt like their last stand. New England 2-4, but they were playing the Jets the next week. So the thought was, if they can win this football game, they can beat the Jets, go 4-4, and really have an opportunity to potentially get into the postseason. Again, What we know now, it wouldn't have happened anyway, but at the time, this felt like kind of a big game for New England. And also in this situation, the Patriots have the ball deep into Buffalo territory. There's just over 30 seconds left, but the Patriots have a couple timeouts, and they're only down 3, so a touchdown wins it. And if they don't get a touchdown, they can kick a field goal and send it to overtime, unless, of course, what ends up happening happens. Newton takes the snap, he's going to roll out, and this actually is a well-blocked play, but eventually the ball gets knocked out, and Newton only has one hand on the ball when it gets knocked out, so you hate to see that. Just sort of a devastating blow to the Patriots, and that's why it's number 5 here on the list. Number 4, we have another Lions versus Bears play on here, because of course we do. These teams are, they know how to devastate, and so this is actually from their week 1 matchup, and this time, last time it was a Bears bad play. This time we have a Lions bad play. I'm sure a lot of you guys still remember it, and I'm sure a lot of Lions fans wish they could forget it. This is a 4-point game with 11 seconds left in the 4th quarter, so they need a touchdown to take the lead. Only 1 or 2 plays are going to be left, and they're going to get an opportunity. Stafford takes a snap. They run a pretty good zone buster. Swift gets open and drops the football. Just a devastating blow. The Lions would end up losing that game. And again, they probably, everything still ends up the same. I don't think it matters too much if they win or lose in the long run. But to lose a game like that with a guy dropping the football week 1 when there's so much optimism, it's just a devastating blow. Number 3, one last fumble for good measure. This one was the playoff game. And again, the situation here is what makes this so important. There's currently about 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, and the Saints are up 7 points. So while this is a 3rd down, they would get the ball past the 1st down marker. So getting into Buccaneers territory, 1st down, all you need is about 1 more 1st down, and you can go up 10 scores, maybe kill some clock, be up, 10 points, which would be 2 scores. 10 scores would be a lot. Go up multiple scores in the 4th quarter. It's not over, but it's looking pretty close. However, as you see, Breeze, he finds Cook, who runs a great route on Winfield, but Winfield pops it out. Cook has had a fumbling problem, and none more devastating than that one. White picked it up, and that was the beginning of the end for the New Orleans Saints in that game. I really do think that there's a real chance that the Saints win the football game and go back to the NFC Championship if Jared Cook doesn't fumble the football. It was honestly that big of a swing. Just a complete game-changing play. Speaking of game-changing plays, let's talk about one that literally was a Hail Mary. We got to bring this one up. And while this one and number 1 aren't necessarily going to be the, biggest of games, in fact, they all are with 4 non-playoff teams, what they are going to do is they're going to be things that decide a game that just should never have had a game be decided this way. So I'm sure you all remember this, but in case you've forgotten, right now it's 13 seconds left. The Raiders have no timeouts, so they can't worry about the middle of the field. Otherwise, they lose the game. It's also a 3rd down and 10, and they're down 4 points to the currently winless New York Jets. This is a devastating situation for the Raiders. However, the flip side is that you are going to see that there is going to be cover 0 right here, which is just, I don't get it from Greg Williams. I really don't. If you want to blitz, that's one thing, but to go for an all-out cover 0 blitz, especially with, Henry Ruggs has a one-on-one matchup against Lamar Jackson, I feel like every time I say his name, I have to mention not the one who plays for the Ravens, different Lamar Jackson, and this is just a horrible situation for the Jets. Watch, once this play starts, now Carr does a great job at stepping up in the pocket, and, again, Lamar Jackson getting confused on a double move when clearly there wasn't going to be anything over the middle, but you can kind of understand it because he's a young player who's a fringe NFL player, and, maybe they'd do something over the middle with no other help there. I don't know. It's possible, so I kind of understand it, but good move from Ruggs, good play by Carr, but yeah, just horrible play call there by Greg Williams. I don't know what he was thinking. And now, number 1, speaking of what are you thinking, doesn't get much better than this. Only the Atlanta Falcons would have this happen to them. They were up 15 points with 5.5 minutes to go. They are currently up 2 points now, so it's a much more difficult situation. There's 1 minute and 49 seconds left. The Cowboys do not have any timeouts left. So, if Dallas gets the onside kick, they have plenty of time to get into field goal range. But if they don't, the Falcons can just knee it down and the game is over. So that's the situation. And watch, you see this helicopter kick, but nobody falls on it. And, admittedly, I did think Dallas did a really good job of sort of stepping in the way and making sure that no one was going to really get a clean shot at the ball. You see how the hands team for Dallas, good job of basically forcing Atlanta to at no point have like greater than a 70% chance of falling on it and successfully being able to get it, whereas typically you want to get like a 90% chance of once you touch it, you get it. And so that was good by Dallas. But then the bad, of course, is that Atlanta, you got to at some point fall on it. I mean, you had plenty of time to realize it was going to go past 10 yards and you're going to have to fall on it eventually. And they just screwed up. They waited way too long. Dallas perfectly executed, but still, Atlanta has to be smarter than that. That made zero sense, and that absolutely is number one. I get it, especially with the spin. You're concerned about it, so it was well executed, but just a horrible play. There's no denying it. That's what I think. Those are my picks for 10 of the worst plays of 2020. Which plays? I know everyone's going to get mad at me because you can't make a list without people getting mad at you. So what do you think I should have had here instead? And let me know. Maybe is there, what would your worst play be? And what do you think I missed out on? Love to hear your thoughts on that. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.